Welcome to this week's video. This week I properly timed the olds, I purchase a new trailer, and I attempt to align the Volvo. After all that, a sneak peek of next week's video. I'm going to retime this thing with a proper timing light. I've done it before by ear, but I think just doing it with a proper timing light it might help make it idle better, that sort of thing. I'm not going to be talking too much, got the WAN show in my ear, so let's get right into it. Like I said, I didn't talk too much while I did this, but I was crawling into the car to spray paint the timing line so I could see it better. I put that little ratchet strap on the front there to keep the coolant hose out of the way.
So, I don't know if you can tell from the frame rate, but this thing is not flashing on every revolution. That would be probably a rough idle.
Once it warmed up and I fiddled with it a little bit more, I don't know which changed it. It did start flashing pretty consistently and I was able to properly time the car.
I see the timing mark. It is way off. It's like over here when it should be over here. Really far off. Let's try to fix that and see what that does to our idle.
This is my first time doing this and it was surprisingly easy and worked really well.
Well, that's pretty darn close. I only burned myself a little bit. Let's go pull out the diagnostic pin and see how it idles. So yeah, I'll let you know how it runs. Hopefully it runs perfect-ish now that it's in time-ish.
All right, I'm gonna go grab lunch really quick and see how this thing runs now that it's properly timed. I'll let you know how it goes when I get back. Lunch acquired, and yeah, this thing runs way better now. It idles smoother, it's got a little bit more power, just better all around, of course, so really glad I was able to get that done. Are you gonna hang out with me while I work? I'll allow it, but I'm gonna make sure you get out by the time I'm done. All right, the main goal for today is to get the Volvo aligned. That's gonna be a learning experience for me because I've never done a rear alignment before with this kit that I have. But first, I just wanna take a minute to look at the Goldwing and see how hard it would be maybe to wire the headlight to a switch or something. Because I think that's why it doesn't start without a jump pack. It just doesn't quite have enough voltage because the headlight's supposed to turn off. But when the previous mechanic rewired it, he disabled that feature essentially. So I did want to try and start it without the headlight plugged in to see if it started any better. However, the battery was dead and I couldn't find my jump pack. So the obvious solution, use the olds to jump the Goldwing.
Okay, started right up. I'm gonna let it warm up, I'm gonna let it charge, and then I'm gonna come back out later when it's cold and see if it'll start without the headlight in, because that's a good way to test my theory before I splice in a switch.
Well, I probably let that thing run long enough. As you can tell by the blue smoke, it runs good. On to aligning the Volvo. All right, I'm gonna throw this on a time lapse. I'm gonna look up some videos and guides on how to do this and get started, but it's all gonna be boring for you, so I'll let you know how it goes or if I have any issues. Okay, so I'm not gonna finish the job today, and it's because the front right tie rod end is bad. I think I've been noticing this while driving, accelerating, you kind of just steer a little bit this way, decelerating, steer a little bit the other way. So I've ordered one of those, really good quality one, so it has to be shipped. So you'll probably see that in next week's video. As for the alignment though, I can't do toe because I need the new tie rod end for that. The order you do an alignment is caster, which is how far in front of or before the shock is, kind of like this. Like here's your wheel and here's the strut tower. It goes like this. That's caster. The caster was good on the front. That's only a front thing. The caster was good. And then you want to check camber. And I did. And it wasn't that good, but I guess you can't really adjust it on this car. It has like just a tiny little bit of adjustment. And in theory, it's already adjusted from when I did the job anyways, as much as it can be, so I can't really touch that. So I hope that sums it up. So it's been quite a few hours. I'm gonna plug the headlight back in and see if it starts right up or not. did sort of struggle to start. Let's see if it starts any easier if I pull the headlight out. It did. I don't know if that's conclusive. So I guess I'll have to try again tomorrow, but it certainly seemed to help. All right, so it's been overnight. This thing's definitely cold now. So it's kind of starting. Let's just try and plug in the headlight and see if it just starts right up. I mean, it's not running great, but it did start. Well, I'm not sure. It definitely would help to disable the headlight while you start it, but I'm not sure it would make all the difference in the world, because obviously it just runs really rough when it's cold. So I still need to obviously sync the carburetors. But beyond that, I don't know what else I could do. Welcome to my new trailer. It's pretty weathered. It's about 20 years old, I think, give or take 3 or 4 years. The wood's pretty worn out, but I think the deck is good enough for now. These sideboards I want out of here because they are really rough. This one's pretty much almost broken in half. It's not great. There we go. You know, and the only tool you have is a hammer. And my mic died, so enjoy the time lapse of the rest. It wasn't all that interesting anyways, trust me. Ignore the fact that I have my floor jack out. That was creative problem solving, I guess you might say. Well, this ought to be interesting. It was a nightmare for Leah and I to get this fridge into the house in the first place. At least we're going down the stairs this time instead, but ought to be fun. Here it comes! Oh yeah, did I mention this trailer is a tilt bed? I got a screaming deal on this thing. Oh no, there's a scrape on it. There we go. Yeah, hopefully I'll get a license tomorrow. Then I can get rid of this stupid fridge. And I think what I'm gonna do with these is cut them up and then we'll throw them into the car on the next camping trip before a burn ban start and have a nice little fire. And I'm really happy with that trailer for 450 bucks or whatever it was. All right, well, once Leah gets home, we are ready to go to the dump and get rid of that fridge and all that metal. And that we did. It went pretty seamlessly. We got $4 for the metal and had to pay 20 to get rid of the fridge. Next week's video will probably be a short one because my parents are going to be in town, but I do get some new tires for the Volvo and they barely fit. Here's a sneak peek of some of the footage I took after I got those thrown on. I should also have a minute to throw in the switch for the headlight on the Goldwing. If I'm really ambitious, I might even wire it into the starter like it should be. If you enjoyed seeing what I was up to over the past week, you might consider hitting that subscribe button to see what I'm up to in the future. If you really like this particular video, you might hit the like button. And if you didn't like this video, then leave a comment telling me what I could do better in the future.